about snakes, symbolism, and mythology. Snakes have slithered through the pages of human history for thousands of years, leaving a trail of myths and religious stories in nearly every culture. These creatures stir up conflicting emotions, fear of their venom and stealth, yet fascination with their mysterious nature. Like many of us, snakes are full of contradictions. They become symbols of both wisdom and transformation, often tied to the power of renewal. In this article, we'll explore some of the most iconic and powerful serpents, excuse me, from myth and religion, and why their stories are so captivating. Snake in the Garden. When you think of a snake in religious stories, your mind probably goes straight to the Garden of Eden. This story from the Bible was one of the most famous in Western culture. The serpent tempts Eve to eat the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge, which ultimately leads to the fall of man. For centuries, this serpent has been a symbol of Satan, representing deceit, sin, and the darker side of human curiosity. But take a closer look, and you'll find that this serpent isn't just a villain, it also represents curiosity and the desire for knowledge, traits we all have and often celebrate. If you think about it, the snake could even be seen as a figure pushing humanity toward growth, despite the consequences. In this way, the snake becomes more than just a representation of sin, it's also a symbol of the risks and rewards of pursuing wisdom. Ouroboros, the snake eating its tail. I've heard that before, in other words, snake devouring itself. Obviously, evil and negative, part of snake mythology. Right, anyway, conclude. Imagine the snake eating its own tail, an image that might feel a bit strange, but it's one of the most enduring symbols of eternity. The Ouroboros, found in both Egyptian and Greek mythology, represents the endless cycle of life, death, and rebirth. This serpent loops around in a perfect circle, showing how everything in life is connected and never truly ends. If you've ever felt like you're in a cycle, whether in work, relationships, or personal growth, you can probably relate to the Ouroboros. It reminds us that life is full of beginnings and endings, but each leads to the next. The Ouroboros continues to inspire people today, often showing up in modern art and spiritual practices as a symbol of personal transformation. Naga, the Serpent Kings. In Hindu and Buddhist traditions, Nagas are serpent beings who possess immense power and wisdom. If snakes often symbolise danger in Western traditions, the Nagas flip that idea on its head. These serpents are protectors, connected to water, fertility, and even divine wisdom. One of the most famous Nagas is Shisha, a massive serpent who supports the god Vishnu as he rests on the cosmic ocean. Another is Vasuki, who plays a key role in the churning of the ocean to produce the nectar of immortality. Nagas also appear in Buddhism, where they are seen as protectors of the Buddha and his teachings. These snakes often symbolize rain, prosperity, and the life-giving forces of nature, in stark contrast to the Western view of serpents as deceptive or dangerous. Nagas show us how snakes can also embody protection, wisdom, and life itself. Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent. Looks like a lion there, really, the face. That picture on here. If you think snakes are earthbound, consider Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god from Mesoamerican mythology. Quetzalcoatl represents wisdom, wind, and creation, and like many serpent figures, he embodies duality, both creator and destroyer. In some stories, Quetzalcoatl is the god who breathes life into humans, while in others he brings destruction to end an era. For the Aztecs and Mayans, Quetzalcoatl symbolized the balance between heaven and earth. As a serpent, that could move between realms. He connected the physical and the spiritual worlds, much like snakes in other cultures bridge the line between life and death. Quetzalcoatl remains one of the most revered figures in Mesoamerican belief systems, embodying the power of knowledge and the delicate balance between creation and destruction. And I'll read some more soon.